Hello, Romello, and welcome. Hello, Julian. What is up, guys? What is up? Okay, we find ourselves in Principle 30. Principle 30, face what isn't working. More success principles, Julian. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. Aldous Huxley, visionary writer. Thanks, Julian. Our lives improve only when we take chances. First and most difficult risk we can take is to be honest with ourselves. August? That was Walter Anderson, editor of Parade magazine for 20 years. If you're going to become more successful, you have to get out of denial and face what isn't working in your life. Do you defend or ignore how toxic your work environment is? Do you make excuses for your bad marriage? Are you in denial about your lack of energy, your excess weight, your ill health, or your level of physical fitness? Are you failing to acknowledge that sales have been on a consistent downward trend for the last 3 months? Are you putting off confronting an employee who's not delivering at an acceptable standard of performance? Successful people face these circumstances squarely, heed the warning signs, take appropriate action, no matter how uncomfortable or challenging it might be. Remember the yellow alerts. Remember E plus R equals O and the yellow alerts in Principle 1? Yellow alerts are all those little signals that you get telling you that something's not right. Your teen comes home late from school again. Strange notices show up in the company mail. A friend or neighbor makes an odd comment. Sometimes we choose to acknowledge these alerts and take action, but more often than not, we simply choose to ignore them. We pretend not to notice that something's amiss. Why? Because to face what's not working in your life usually means you're going to have to do something uncomfortable. You might have to exercise more self discipline, confront somebody, risk not being liked, ask for what you want, demand respect instead of settling for an abusive relationship, or maybe even quit your job. Because you don't want to do these uncomfortable things, you'll often defend tolerating a situation that doesn't work. What does denial look like? So the bad situations in our lives can be uncomfortable, embarrassing, and painful. We often live with them, or worse, we hide them behind myths, widely accepted views, and platitudes. We don't even realize we are in denial. We use phrases such as these: it's just what guys do. You can't control teenagers these days. He's just venting his frustrations. Got nothing to do with me. It's none of my business. It's not my place to say. I don't want to rock the boat. There's nothing I can do about it. Don't wash your dirty linen in public. Credit card debt like this is normal. I'll get fired if I say anything. Mom's church friends check on her. Luckily, it's only marijuana. She's just at that age. Need these to help me relax. I have to work these long hours to get ahead. We just have to wait it out. I'm sure he's going to pay it back. Occasionally, we'll even make up reasons why something that is not working is working, not realizing that if we would just acknowledge the bad situation sooner, it would often be less painful to resolve. It would be cheaper, the circumstances might be more beneficial, the problems would be easier to solve, we could be more honest with everyone concerned, we would feel better about ourselves, and we would certainly have more integrity. But we have to get past our denial. Successful people, on the other hand, are more committed to finding out why things are going wrong and fixing them than they are to defending their own position or maintaining their ignorance. In business, they look at the hard truth in real numbers rather than recalculating the numbers to look good to the stockholders. They want to know why someone didn't use their product or service, why the ad campaign didn't work, or why expenditures are unusually high. They are rational and in touch with reality. They are willing to look at what is and deal with it rather than hide it and deny it. Doing more of what doesn't work won't make it work any better. That was Charles J. Givens, real estate investment strategist and author of Wealth Without Risk. Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Big part of getting out of denial is to get good at recognizing bad situations and then deciding to do something about them. It always amazes me how difficult recognition and decision is for most people, even when it comes to alcoholism and drug addiction. With many addicts, their marriages fail, their businesses fail, they lose their house, and even end up on Skid Row before they realize their addiction is not working for them. Fortunately, most of our problems are less severe than drug addiction. It doesn't make the recognition or decision any easier. Take your job, for instance. Are you in denial about what you would really like to do or be doing? Worse yet, do you constantly talk about how happy and fulfilled you are when you're not? Are you living a lie? Workaholics are a perfect example of this kind of denial. Uh, I'm getting some kind of weird pop up on TikTok for some reason. Maybe there was a faulty report or something. It says visibility restricted. Why is that the case? High pressure schedule can't possibly work long term for anyone, but most workaholics will defend it with comments such as, I'm making great money. This is how I support my family. How I get ahead. I have to do it to compete at my office. As we've explored already, defending and justifying a bad situation is really just a form of denial. I've never seen that um, pop up before. It's talking about regulated content. I don't know what that means. Wheat fam, if you could rally to my defense and like take it to TikTok, I'd appreciate it. Whoop 'em, boys, whoop 'em. And we're on the last two pages of the chapter anyway, so I'm reading from the book. So what? Denial is based on fear. Often, denial is based on the notion that something even worse will happen if we stop our denial and take corrective action. In other words, we are afraid to face the truth. Many therapists can tell you that, in spite of overwhelming clues that their spouse is having an affair, many patients won't confront their spouse over it. They simply don't want to face the fact that the marriage might be over. They don't want to deal with the emotional stress and the physical inconvenience of a divorce. They don't want to deal with the financial upheaval or the possibility they might have to move or get a job. What are some of the situations you're afraid to deal with? Your teenager who's smoking or doing drugs? A supervisor who leaves early but dumps his late projects on you? Business partner who doesn't do his fair share of work or spends too much money? Your house payment or expenses that are unmanageable? Your aging parents who now need full time care? Your health, which is becoming a problem because of a poor diet or lack of exercise? A spouse who's never home, withdrawn, disrespectful, abusive, or supercritical? Not enough free time for yourself or your children? Though many of the situations above may require drastic changes in how you live, work, and relate to others, remember that the solution to these problems isn't always to quit your job, get a divorce, fire the employee, or ground your team. It may be more productive to choose less extreme alternatives, such as a discussion with your boss, marriage counseling, setting boundaries with your teens and siblings, scaling back your expenditures, or seeking competent professional help. The less drastic solutions will still require you to face your fears and take action. You have to face what isn't working first. Good news is that the more you face your uncomfortable situations, the better you get at it. When you face just one thing that isn't working, the next time you have the slightest inkling, you're more likely to take action immediately. The sooner you take action, the easier it is to clean up. Remember the old saying, a stitch in time saves nine? It's true. Take action now. Take the time right now to make a list of what isn't working in your life. Start with the 7 major areas where you would normally set goals: financial, career or business, free time or family time, health and appearance, relationships, personal growth, and making a difference. Ask your family, friends, employees, coworkers, class, group, coach, or team what they believe is not working. Ask, what's not working? How can we improve it? What requests can I make? What do you need from me? What do I or we need to do? What action steps can I or we take to get each of these situations to work the way that I or we would like? Do you need to talk to someone? Call a repair person. Ask someone for help. Learn a new skill. Find a new resource. Read a book. Call an expert. Make a plan to fix it. Choose one action that you can take and then do it. Then keep taking another action and another action until you get the situation resolved. And there you have it. That was Principle 30. Next time, Principle 31, embrace change. Principle 30 being face what isn't working. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to support the show. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, donations, Bama Stormer Show are all appreciated. As I said, you can kick a donation my way if you'd like to see your requested title next in my series of Let's Plays. I do know and I'm well aware that Elden Night Rain is basically making its way around social media right now, all over Twitch. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for every subscription on YouTube, every follow on TikTok. All right, have a good night. I've been your host, Stormer.